Hello everyone and welcome to Ferris Sports Update on the Bulldog Sports Network. I'm your host Rob Bentley and thanks for tuning in. Today we'll talk Bulldog football as we recap spring football action and preview this fall's Bulldog football schedule. With us today is senior quarterback-to-be Tom Schneider. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, as we mentioned, you just wrapped up spring practice with the annual Crimson and Gold game this past week. Talk about what was accomplished maybe on the offensive side of the ball this spring.
The spring was really geared to get us more used to the offense, which we just installed last year. The big thing was that this spring we got to really kind of get that third period of being installed and get that offense more geared to our players and stuff. And our coaching staff had a more understanding of our players. We had a new coach, and he didn't exactly know the personnel who he was dealing with, so he has a really good understanding of the players, everyone that we have now, and he basically got to gear everything towards what we have, and it was good for the spring to have that third period of installation. So
how did that help you maybe as a quarterback as you had a chance to run that offense last spring and then into the fall and now into this spring? Has that really helped your understanding of the offense?
Oh yeah, I think everybody was a lot more fine-tuned to what we were doing. The big thing was for me was that I was able to kind of take more ownership of the offense and be more understanding of where my reads were and things, that I could be more quick with my decisions. And I feel a lot more comfortable with things now that it's our third time, and I have the confidence of going through last year and having some success with our offense especially. And this spring was just another time to keep going away for it. So
discuss a little bit about maybe what the team accomplished on both sides of the football this spring and how important spring ball is maybe leading into the summer and then into the fall season.
The big thing, we had a lot of injuries. We had a number of guys that were had surgeries done, and on both sides of the balls both sides of the ball that weren't allowed to play this spring. So it really gave a great opportunity for our younger guys to really get a lot of reps and see what we have coming up for next year. And the big thing is that we have some depth now, and I think our coaches have a better understanding of who we have going into next fall, and I think that's reassuring that we got to give them some really good, valuable reps. And we only had 7 offensive linemen going into the spring game, and that's rough. But those guys, they got a lot of reps, so they should be ready and ready to go heading into next year. So
talk about how difficult maybe it was weather-wise this spring. I know you guys had one scrimmage out there where it rained most of the day. How difficult was that for you, and maybe how does that prepare you for the season?
Right. Yeah. This spring was a little bit different, just in terms of we only had maybe 1 or 2 or 3 rainy days, but it was pretty cold most of the time. And in the years past, we've had almost 80% of our practices were rain, which isn't always good because you don't get to really work on the things that you really want to because the weather plays a role. But this spring, we really had we had pretty good. Yeah, we did have a scrimmage that was really rainy, but you got to play that. You got to play in that in the fall, and our coaches preached that. We practiced in 3 inches of snow one day, and that was pretty fun. And our coaches are saying, hey, if we're going to play in November, we have to learn to play in this. So, I think all our players really, kind of took to that and said, hey, we got to be able to play in this. And we went out and did work in that type of weather. So.
Talk a little bit about maybe the spring game. I know offensively you guys had a chance a few times to really move the ball and put some points on the board, but with the injuries you mentioned, the format kind of changed with the special team scrimmage and stuff in the second half. But talk about maybe what came out of the spring game and where you guys are at offensively out of that spring game.
Right. Offensively, we had a lot of guys, we had our offensive linemen playing different positions because we were really depleted. So we had, our starting guard was playing center, our starting tackle was playing guard and stuff like that. But, it makes them a lot more versatile. And, in case we do have some guys go down next fall, they get to get that game type experience in a different position. And, me as a quarterback and the receivers all have to, we start from the line and go out, so we have to be able to play with them. In other positions, and we only had one half of be able to play a real type of normal back and forth offense defense type of scrimmage, and then one of our biggest emphases this year was to get better on special teams. So we kind of got to the whole second part of the spring game was to show the improvements we've made on special teams. So it was good to have that time, allocated to our special teams, because we are putting a strong emphasis on it this year. So.
And as you come out of the spring and before you start fall camp, what are some of the things that you guys will do in the summer in terms of conditioning and maybe some workouts in the summer to help prepare for that fall camp period?
Yeah, this is our first summer with Coach Revelette as our strength and conditioning coach. We had Coach Bell last year, and he's now working in the Arena Football League, so he got the chance to move up and is doing real good things there. So this summer, we don't exactly know yet. We're supposed to go in and see our coach next week before we leave for our week off before summer workouts. But the stuff that he's been doing, through these winter workouts and stuff like that has been real good. So I'm real excited. But we'll all be up here. Most of our team will be up here this summer, and we usually have, a routine that we do throughout the week, every week, with maybe one break throughout the summer during 4th of July week, and that's about it. But yeah, everyone's pretty geared, ready to go for this summer. So
I know the last couple of years, you guys have had a chance really to grow with the system, and a number of guys have really got some valuable playing time over the last couple of years. Does that really help fuel your hopes, I guess, as you will, heading into the fall?
Yeah, it's finally good to say, that we actually have some. In the years past, we've always been like, oh yeah, we're really young, we're really young, and now we actually have some veteran type players coming back next year, and it's actually good to actually feel that way. And for once, and I'd been playing since I was a freshman, and I was playing with all those young guys now, and we've had the opportunity to, to grow together and go through the hard times, and we went through a rough season a couple of years ago, and I think all those experiences and the things we've learned through that has made us that much more geared and ready to do something really, really big for this next coming year. And I know the veteran players and seniors are ready to lead this team, and hopefully we can make a run next year. So.
I know it's still 4 months away or so, but how excited are you for that season opener on Friday, September 2nd against Hillsdale?
I can't wait. I'm from Hillsdale area. I grew up, 10 miles from Hillsdale, and they were the only school that from the GLIAC from around that area that I never ever heard a word from. So I kind of have a rivalry with them in my own mind, and growing up so close to them, it's always fun because a lot of the people from my high school get pretty excited for that game, because so that just makes me more excited about it. But I know as a team, that's a game that we really need to win, and I think we all know that, and to win that game would set us in a really, really good direction towards the rest of the year. So, and it being a night game and stuff like that, it's going to be a lot of fun. So.
Well, best of luck, and enjoy your summer, and good luck as you go into the fall.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That's going to do it for another episode of Ferris Sports Update on the Bulldog Sports Network. A reminder, you can follow all the action online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com.